Up till a month ago, you were one of these volunteers in the CAB, going in 16 hours a week, dealing with roughly 15 people coming in every week.
I would be, yes.
And you stopped. Why was that?
Because the trustees announced to workers at the Bureau that as there were no funding plans in place for the Bureau after March 2013, that the Bureau was likely to fold. And they had not made similar announcements to the newspapers or the local people, and it seemed to me quite wrong that the trustees were making plans which involved the closure of Ulverston Bureau without the local community being aware of it, despite the fact that it is clearly a highly valued community resource. So I thought it was wrong to actively oppose what the trustees wished and were trying to do while I was still working for the organisation. So I left, and ever since have been trying to persuade people that Ulverston CAB is worth saving.
And you've done something further. There's information to be gained by using the internet, I believe.
Oh yes, I've set up a website to try and give people a place where they could express their support for Ulverston CAB if they agree with me that it's worth saving. And you can find that website at saveulverstoncab.com, or just do a Google search for Ulverston CAB.
So that's
CAB.com.
saveulverstoncab.com.
That's correct.
Right. And I believe you're coming up fairly high. You'll find it fairly easy if you search with Google.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And going on from that, you put the information there. What can the average person do now about the situation, do you think?
Okay, well, people's immediate reaction is often that they want to donate something, but I mean that's impossible at the moment, because all that donations would do would be to go to pay off debts. It wouldn't help us keep the Citizens Advice Bureau going beyond March. So really what I'm asking people to do is to register their support for the Citizens Advice Bureau in Ulverston if they believe it deserves it. So what I want people to do is, first of all, to email the website and express support for the CAB remaining in existence, or despair at the fact that it's threatened. I want them to tell people that the website exists, so that if everybody tells somebody else, then gradually support will accumulate. And also, of course, we need to put pressure on the trustees. The trustees are the only people who can act on behalf of the Citizens Advice Bureau at the moment, and therefore it's them that must change their plans if the Bureau in Ulverston is to survive. You don't necessarily have to contact the trustees directly. You can contact your local councillor, you can contact local newspapers, you can contact your MP. All of these ways of expressing your support for Ulverston CAB are described, and you can access them via the website that I talked about earlier.
It seems to me there's two types of person that are could have a lot of influence. One, of course, is our MP, and we've got two that are relevant. One is John Woodcock in Barrow, and the other is Tim Farron in Kendal, because a large part of the area you cover is within Tim Farron's area as well.
Sure.
And then the other people are the district councillors, South Lakeland District Council, because I understand that a lot of the funding for the CAB comes from that. Is that correct?
Yes, South Lakeland District Council have provided substantial funding for Ulverston and Kendal bureaus in the past, and maybe would have done this year if the trustees had applied for it, but the trustees this year have applied for this new call centre in Windermere, and SLD funding has gone into that. So if you think that that's not the best thing for the citizens of Ulverston, as I do, then protesting to councillors for SLDC is an extremely reasonable thing to do. Ulverston town councillors are much more positive, I think, about the idea of preserving a bureau in Ulverston. But even so, if you have access to your local Ulverston Town Councillor, make your views known. And if you think that Ulverston CAB should be preserved, then let your councillors, wherever they come from, know about it.
And as I understand it, just recently there was an election, and there's been quite a change in our Ulverston Town Council with some new councillors on it. There's a new district councillor, I know, and it's changed the party, but at least they're coming in with fresh energy. And one person that really impresses me is Jane Harris, who is taking a very strong interest in her town. She's still finding her feet, but is already campaigning quite strongly on other town issues.
That's good to know. Yes, we've also had support from Councillor John Clough, who's a Labour councillor for Ulverston Town. But the point is that councillors are there to represent the views of citizens, and if your views are that Ulverston needs its Citizens Advice Bureau, then let your councillors know, and they should be acting on your behalf to implement whatever it is the citizens want.
So just could you run over your website is called what?
It's called saveulverstoncab.com.
Thank you very much.